Alright guys, and welcome back to another Zenless Zone Zero video today. And today is Jane Doe's release day, as I mentioned in my previous summoning video. However, we will be going over her primary kit, her skills, her preferred W engines, leveling up her skills, like what order you should do it in, as well as like possible drive discs builds you should have for her, and what teams she can go on. Okay, so let's get straight into it here. Jane is a physical anomaly, as we can see here, and she is a part of the Criminal Investigation Special Response Team, aka NEPS, PubSec, whatever you want to call it. So she pairs with Seth here, Changyi, and Ju Yuan. Jane primary passives right here in her skills thing as insight. When Jane's attacks hit an enemy, it causes them to enter the gnawed state, lasting for 10 seconds. If any squad member triggers assault on an enemy in the gnawed state and causes the flinch effect duration is extended by 5 seconds, and assault damage has a chance to trigger a critical hit with a base crit rate of 20% and crit damage of 50%. Each point of Jane's anomaly proficiency further increases the crit rate by 0.1%. So this right here is telling us that when Jane hits an enemy, she puts this gnawed-like state on them, and then if anyone triggers assault, so that means if you run her like Jane Piper, if Piper triggers the assault on the enemy when they have this effect on them, it gives them this flinch instead. And the flinch effect duration is extended by 5 seconds, it says. So when they have this flinch effect, it seems that the assault that happens has a chance to trigger a crit. And that crit chance for it is 20% base, at least. And the crit damage is 50%. And it looks like the crit rate for her anomaly proficiency here, increasing her crit rate, and the crit rate of the flinch is what changes when you up her. Yeah, so when she's at F, she has a max here of 40%, and her anomaly proficiency increases this by 0.16%. Okay. Her other additional ability, which is when you pair her with another faction, same faction type, so NEPS, as I said, Ju Yuan, Changyi, Seth, or another anomaly character, and as I discussed in my Should You Summon video, it seems that Hoyo wants us to kind of primarily pair her with other anomalies, so like Grace and Piper, to create those double anomaly disorder, or just stacking like a crap ton of assault type teams with her. But when this does happen, Jane's physical anomaly buildup rate is increased by 20%. When the enemy is already suffering from an attribute anomaly, Jane's physical anomaly buildup towards the target is increased by an additional 15%. So this ups her anomaly buildup rate by 20% just flat out. And then when the enemy is already suffering from an attribute anomaly, so this is what helps her pair more with like Grace, this double anomaly type team. When they're already suffering from one, Jane's own physical anomaly buildup towards the target that has a different anomaly is increased by another 15%. So this is encouraging, as I said, the like Jane Grace team. So Grace will inflict shock, or like even Seth, Changyi, Jane could work. They inflict shock first, and then you pull Jane out, and her anomaly buildup of her assault is gonna like skyrocket. She's gonna like put that on the enemy so quick. Okay. So primarily her basic attack. Let's go over it. She has a 6-string attack, it seems, that are just direct, like in the front of her, and they do physical damage, of course. Her passion state, yes. So when Jane triggers perfect dodge, defensive assist, or performs a move that deals damage in general, any move that deals damage to the enemy, she gets passion. So pretty much from playing her, you just build up passion. Upon reaching the maximum passion stream, Jane enters the passion state. So it automatically, I want to emphasize this, is her passion thing. When the bar fills up, it's not like Chingy where it stores it. It automatically throws you into the passion state. While in the passion state, Jane's physical anomaly buildup rate is increased by 25%. Additionally, if Jane's anomaly proficiency exceeds 120, each extra point raises her attack by 2 up to a maximum of 600. So it seems like in general from her main core passives as well as this right here, the game wants you to stack as much anomaly proficiency as you can on her so that you can not only apply her physical anomaly a lot faster, but this right here where when she's in the passion state, her attack increases after her anomaly proficiency reaches a certain threshold. So pretty much you want to max out her anomaly proficiency by hitting this 120 and just shoot beyond that anyway, instead of stacking like crit or attack. Because it's going to give her a crap ton of extra attack anyway by building anomaly proficiency and stacking it over. So in the passion state, Jane's skills that deal damage consume passion stream. Activating a perfect dodge or defensive assist regenerates passion stream. Jane exits the passion state when all of her passion stream is consumed. So they're just telling you that pretty much once you automatically enter this passion state, it's not exactly a timer either. It throws you into passion state unwillingly. However, to lower the passion meter, just you have to deal damage. So you could run around with this passion state still up. It's not going to deplete over time. But yeah, once it is all out, she exits the passion state, and then you start the loop all over again of doing damage, dodging, etc. to build it up. Okay, moving on to her Sao Chao jump here. When entering the passion state, actually grants Jane one use of basic attack, Sao Chao jump. When available, holding the attack button here to activate. Launch rapid consecutive attacks forward, followed by a finishing move dealing physical damage. Hold the button during the consecutive attack to extend the skill duration. Release the attack button to trigger the finishing move early. Anti-interrupt level is increased during the consecutive attacks, and Jane takes 40% reduced damage. Jane is invulnerable during the finishing move. Using and damaging an enemy with basic attack Sao Chao jump while in the passion state generates passion stream. Okay, I know that was a lot, but let's break it down real quick. So when she enters passion, you'll see in-game a little dot next to her passion meter. That dot is this Sao Chao jump move. When you're in the passion state, all you have to do is hold the attack button, and Jane will start spinning around really quick, pretty much. And the longer you hold it, the more she does it, and then she executes a finishing like slash at the end with her knives. When she's doing that move, she gets 40% damage reduction, and when she does the finishing part of it, which you can cancel to do early by letting go of the button, she's invulnerable during that. So kind of like Chingy and be like special attack when you're holding it. You just have iframes during it. And also the main important aspect of this that I think is core to her gameplay is using this move brings passion like meter. How do I put it? You gain passion meter when doing this move like lifesteal, but passion steal. That's the best way I could put it. Pretty much, when you do this move, when you're hitting an enemy with it, you gain passion stream, you don't lose it. That's all. Moving on to her dashes. Quick thing to note, but I'm sure it'll say here. Yeah, it does. Jane has an extra dodge. So Jane is the first character that we know of that pretty much has 2 dodge charges. So if dodge is ever, like, let's say you go into Hollow Zero or something and you get the corruption that puts your dodge on a longer cooldown, Jane alone has 2 dodges no matter what the cooldown is. She will just not be able to execute those dodges again until the cooldown refreshes. But let's cover this real quick. Phantom, quick slide dodge. Yeah, Jane's invulnerable during this. Of course, it's a dodge. As I said, she has an extra dodge. It just says that here. Before she enters the passion state, she alternates between the two dodges. After entering the passion state, Jane can pass through enemies in front when dodging. Yeah. So what this second part here is saying is that when she's not in passion state, Jane just pretty much like swishes back and forth when she dodges, is the best way I can describe it. She alternates kind of between the two dodge charges. And then when she is in passion state, she can get she can like ghost or phase through enemies when she dodges. So you don't have to worry about like what direction you're dodging, or like if you get caught in a corner or something like that, or a lot of enemies are surrounding you and you enter passion state with Jane, you can just dash right through them. Okay, her dash attack, edge jump. Press attack during a dodge to activate. If after the first dodge, launch an upward splash in front, dealing physical damage. If after the second dodge, perform a consecutive slash in front, dealing physical damage. So she pretty much has two different kind of dash attacks depending on which dodge charge you're using. So if you dodge an attack, you do this upward slash. And then if it's after the second dodge, though, you do like some consecutive slashes apparently in front. Not really sure if like one will be better than the other. I doubt it matters, but we'll have to see when I can get my hands on her, when I grind and get her eventually. Dash attack, phantom thrust. So this is when she's in passion state. Her dash attack does 3 quick rushing slashes in front of her, dealing physical damage. Okay, she also has her perfect dodge counter pretty much. If the first dodge unleashes multiple slashes at enemies in front. So she also has 2 different attacks based on which dodge is doing a perfect dodge. And these will activate Swift Shadow, either 2 different types of attacks. So multiple slashes at enemies in front, or leap up and deliver 3 consecutive attacks to enemies in front. She also has Swift Shadow Dance. While in the Passion state, her perfect dodge. Yeah. Slash enemies in front quickly multiple times, dealing physical damage. Okay, pretty simple here. Not that hard to really comprehend. It's just her dodge things. You can see them as well when you play her. Simple, like any other character. This is just her quick assist and like defensive assist. So like when you press space, or what is it, L1 or something on PlayStation and stuff. When the on-field character is launched, so when you switch, she unleashes her quick assist. So like after a support character does something, or like a defense character like gives a buff, this is what she does. Multiple slashes at enemies in front, followed by downward thrust. Okay. Her quick assist, while in the passion state, if you do it, slashes enemies in front quickly multiple times, dealing physical damage. Her defensive assist, so when you like parry with her, parries the enemy's attack, dealing massive daze. Character is invulnerable. Yeah, so it's just simple parry, the same thing, like a cling attack when you're like playing and you switch at the right time. Swiss follow-up, Gale Sweep. Press attack after the defensive assist, or her follow-up after this. Execute a wide sweeping slash, large area in front, dealing physical damage. Okay. She's invulnerable while doing that as well. That's good. I'm seeing a lot of invulnerabilities and anti-interrupt, which is good. Even though she's a fast character, it's good that she has these, because you don't want her like fast playstyle to be broken up and then it like kills your momentum and like flow. Okay, her special attack, triangle on PlayStation, or her E on PC. So without energy, she leaps into the air, launches consecutive kicks, and then sweeps across. That's all. I highly doubt you'll ever be using it without energy. You probably should never do that on most characters. There's only a few I would suggest that on, but yeah. With energy though, leaps into the air to launch multiple consecutive kicks forward, then sweeps across, dealing massive damage. From my little special episode playing with her, honestly, this is, you could literally treat this like just Nekomata. It's just Nekomata triangle. Like, it's Nekomata's special attack. It's the same thing. She like jumps in the air, kind of spins, does some like attacks, and then hits the enemy. Like, there's a bunch of physical damage. It has nothing really special about it from what I can see. The invulnerability is nice. Anti-interrupt, even on the non-energy version, is good. It's good to see. Her chain attack and her ult. So her chain attack, when she chains, weaves between and slashes enemies in a large area in front, dealing massive physical damage. Jane directly enters the passion state upon activating the skill and gains max passion stream. Okay, wait, this is goated. Wait, I thought it was just her ult when I initially kind of read her stuff or like saw some stuff on Twitter, but her chain attack as well, really? Really, that's, wow. Okay. Kind of upset I didn't pull her just now, but... So when she chain attacks, she immediately gets passion. So if you didn't have it beforehand, she fills it, or even if she did, she just gains max passion stream. Like, it fills it up for you. Off rip. It fills it up for you if you chain attack, which is really good. And as you can see here, also before I even read what her ultimate does, the same thing for her ult. So let's say you like chain attack min, you use all your passion stuff, blah blah blah. You still have some time before the enemy's out of stun. You ult again, and then you're full again, which is kind of wild. Weaves between and slashes enemies with a powerful attack in a large area in front, followed by a finishing move, dealing massive physical damage. Okay, from my time playing with her, it's pretty much also like Nekomata a bit. She kind of moves forward, does a bunch of slashes in like a large kind of area, and that's it. That's pretty much it. She just does a bunch of slashes in a large area. It looks cool. That's all that matters. The only reason you use this, obviously, get a lot of damage off, get that physical damage for the anomaly build-up, and reset your passion again when you need to. Okay, besides that, her, obviously I can't do it because I don't have her, but let's go over then to just discs in general so I can talk about it. So for discs, obviously you're going to run the same three, obviously have the same stats, so don't even worry about that. For the sets though, I would probably recommend a 4-piece fanged metal, so the ones that do physical damage. These. You want 4 of these probably. And then 2 of Hormone Punk would be good. I could see Woodpecker Electro being decent. Swing Jazz would also be a pretty decent choice. Energy Regen, Attack. If you're running her primarily as an attack character, like your primary person on field, I would suggest a Hormone Punk with Fang Metal. If you want to maybe use Grace more as your primary or somebody else, then Swing Jazz for the energy buildup might be good. But definitely 4-piece Fanged Metal with the physical damage, and then the Assault's obviously more damage. That's exactly what she needs. For the stats, in all of these, I would highly suggest, of course, any Anomaly Mastery or Anomaly Proficiency, especially Anomaly Proficiency in these slots where available, because that's what you want on her. You want her Anomaly Proficiency to reach that 120, and anything beyond that just gives her more attack when in passion. So not running Anomaly Proficiency when available is just the wrong move. Besides that, if you absolutely can't get it, I would suggest maybe crit rate, attack, or physical damage bonus, maybe on like the 5. And that's really it. For W engines, her best W engine is obviously going to be her own. However, I would never, ever, ever suggest you guys summon on a W engine banner unless you get lucky like I did with Ching-Yi and you just kind of have a bunch left over and you can get the like 75% chance to get it. But even then, using that much polychrome and stuff on a weapon that's not going to do too much is not really recommended unless you just have the money. You're a whale. If you're just straight up, if you're a whale, then yeah, go for it. Her best W engine is her own. Obviously, they're always going to make the new W engine that comes with the character, made for the character, going to be her best one. Maybe until we're later down the road when we have a bunch of S rank options and maybe a newer physical anomaly character has like a better W engine, then we can debate more. But yeah. Besides that, obviously, if you're not gonna pull her W engine, which will be most people, her second best would probably be Grace's here. The fusion compiler, so increases attack by 12%. And using a special attack, reacts attack, and the anomaly proficiency is increased by 25, which is good. You want more anomaly proficiency up on Jane Doe. That's what she's looking for the most. So getting more of that in her W engine is good. If you can't even run this, the Weeping Gemini isn't bad. Buffs anomaly proficiency. The Electro Lip Gloss is also not that bad. Ups your attack and just overall damage. So again, if you're running Jane Doe primarily, so like Jane Doe, Ching-Yi, Seth or something, this would be pretty good. The Rainforest Gourmet is okay. I probably would suggest the Weeping Gemini or the Electro Lip Gloss over that, though. But in order, obviously her own W engine, then Grace's, so Fusion Compiler. I would probably say Electro Lip Gloss and Weeping Gemini kind of tied, and then Rainforest Gourmet.